Good day, traders. How are you doing today? You're welcome to today's daily market review and outlook. I hope you had a great day. As we can see today, the 13th of October, there wasn't much volatility in the market. Most of the pairs were just ranging all day. There was no clear direction on most of the pairs, and that's because there was no major news. And also, tomorrow, Tuesday, a major news is expected from Great Britain and also the United States. Yeah. So by 5:20 p.m. Nigerian time, Fed Chair Powell will be speaking. And also by 6 p.m., the Bank of England Governor Bailey will be speaking also. So this could also be the reason for the raging market we experienced today. Okay, so this could be the reason. So tomorrow, you might want to avoid tomorrow, which will be 14th of Tuesday, 14th of October. Okay, you might want to avoid trading the dollar pairs and Great Britain pounds because of this major news. But if you insist on trading these pairs, if you insist on trading this pairs, that is, if you see your setup and you decide to take trade before this species, I would advise that you apply good risk and money management. You should be conservative if you're going to trade before this species. Okay, be very conservative. What I do when a speech or a major news is being expected and I see my setup on the chart, when I see my setup on the chart before the news, I always risk less. So let's say on a normal day, I risk 1%. Let's say my daily drawdown is 1% of my capital. On days that major news like this, speeches, CPR, FOMC, days that those news have been released or been expected, I risk like 0.5%. 0.5%. So let's say my daily drawdown is $50. I would only risk between $20 and $25 before the news release. I don't risk everything on that trade before news release. Are you getting me? So if it doesn't play out as expected, I still have funds or margin that I can use to execute a second trade, which might play out. That's what I do during when the major news is being expected, and that's what I would advise that you do also if you're not a news trader or a fundamental trader. Okay, so those are the news that will be released tomorrow. So let's go to the charts now. First thing I do is look at dollar index. Okay, to know the strength of the dollar. So this is what we had on a dollar today. Let's start with the daily time frame. To know the trend for the day, you have to start for the daily time frame. How the daily candle close will determine the direction for the market. That is what will determine the direction or the trend for the next day. Okay, so here we have this fair value gap. If you watch the video I dropped yesterday, I told you price is currently at a premium area. We had a fair value gap and Friday candle close as a Marubozu. And I said we should expect price to retrace back. Okay, we should expect a retracement, and that's what played out today in the market. You can see price pulled back. There's a fair value gap that was created after the formation of this candle. If you go down to 4 hour or 1 hour time frame, you will be able to identify the fair value gap. So this is 1 hour. Let's go down to 15 minutes time frame. Let's see. So 15 minutes, we had this fair value gap. I'm sorry, 1 hour time frame. So we had this fair value gap here, which could be the reason for this pullback. You can see this could be the reason for this pullback. So that gap has been filled. Okay, that gap has been filled. Okay, and if you apply your Fibonacci tool from this swing high to this swing low, and see price is currently at a premium area, which is above equilibrium. You can see price traded above the equilibrium. You can see that. So if a 1 hour candle closes below this fair value gap, there is a high probability that the dollar would sell. That is my expectation on the dollar tomorrow. Okay. That's my expectation on the dollar tomorrow. I'd love to see the dollar pull back to fill this fair value gap. This will be the first target. Okay, to fill this fair value gap. If it breaks out, the price breaks out from this fair value gap, then it's most likely coming for this relative equal low. Okay, so that is my expectation for the dollar tomorrow. That is my expectation for the dollar tomorrow. So I'm considering selling the dollar. I'm considering selling the dollar. If you have a contrary view, you can drop it in the comment section. You can drop it in the comment section. Please give the video a thumbs up. You're getting value from this video. Please give it a thumbs up. And if it's your first time seeing my videos, seeing my content, seeing my channel, please do subscribe to the channel so that anytime I drop a video like this or I come on live, I do come on live on Wednesdays, Thursday, I do come on live. So that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. Please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. And I would like to get your comments. I would like to see your comments. Okay, if you have a contrary view, I would like to know. I'd like to know. So please drop a comment. Drop comments. What's your take on dollar index? I would like to know in the comment section. Thank you. So let's move on. So that's my take on the dollar index. I'll be looking for opportunity to sell it tomorrow. So let's look at yen basket. I use the yen basket to determine the direction of the yen. Okay, to know if the yen is bullish or bearish, I use the yen basket. So let's start with the daily. So yesterday was strongly bearish. As expected, it was strongly bearish. Okay, you can see the analysis I did. If you watch the video I dropped on Sunday, you will see I said I would love to see price pull back to this zone. There's a fair value gap here that needs to be filled. Let's go down to 4 hour. Said I would love to see price pull back to this fair value gap. This is 4 hour time frame. Okay, so we had this fair value gap here. That was my expectation. I was expecting price to come fill this fair value gap. Now, if you apply Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high, I think price has pulled back to equilibrium. Let's confirm. Let's see. I think it has pulled back to equilibrium. You can see. Okay. So price has pulled back to equilibrium, and we have this fair value gap it has filled. Okay. So I expect yen to, this is my expectation on yen, to come sweep this relative equal high and might likely fill this fair value gap. It might likely fill this fair value gap. That is what I see playing out on the yen. It might, but the first target is this relative equal high. It's this relative equal high. Okay, so I'm still bullish on the yen. After sweeping this relative equal high, if I see my bearish pattern, if I see my pattern, I will look for sales. Okay, if it breaks out from this high, most likely would come fill this fair value gap. If it does not fill that fair value gap, most likely this will fill 50% of this fair value gap, which is known as consequent encroachment. It's likely going to fill this 50%. If it does not completely fill this gap, it will fill 50% of this gap. Okay, so that is where I'll be looking for opportunity to sell the yen. That is where I'll be looking for opportunity to sell the yen. Okay, so I'd love to see it back to this. So we're looking for sales on GBP, JPY, or JPY pace, on JPY pace. I'll be looking for sales tomorrow. Okay, so let's look at currency pairs. I'll be analyzing GBPUSD, EURUSD, GBPJPY, and gold. Okay, so let's start with GBPUSD. Okay, so my expectation for GBPUSD today, one day, was to see it pull back to this fair value gap. I think we have, let's go to one. That was my expectation. I was expecting it to pull back to fill this fair value gap or at least retest this resistance or support zone resistance. This zone. That was my expectation on GBPUSD. But that didn't play out. It didn't play out. It didn't play out. Okay, it did play out. So you can see that GBPUSD was just range today. There was no clear direction. It's just ranged all day. It's just range. There was no clear direction. Neither the buyers nor the sellers had the upper hand. But I'm still very bullish on GBPUSD. I'm still very bullish on GBPUSD. So most likely tomorrow, price will pull back to fill this gap. Most likely tomorrow. So this is where I would love to buy GBPUSD. This is where I would love to buy GBPUSD. If price doesn't pull back to this zone, then I'm not going to take a trade on GBPUSD. I will just fold my hands and just observe. Okay, so that is my plan for GBPUSD. That's my plan. I want to see price pull back to these zones before going bullish. And if I would buy GBPUSD, my first target would be this previous highs, this relative equal highs. That would be my first target. And my second target would be this fair value gap. That would be my second target. Okay, this fair value gap will be my second target. But my first target from this zone okay, is what I'm looking out for on GBPUSD. Let's see EURUSD. Technically, GBPUSD should buy. EURUSD also should buy technically. But remember, we have two major news that will be released tomorrow, and that would also influence on price action. To definitely influence price action. Okay, so I feel EURUSD is at discount, extreme discount. If I apply a Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing gap, EURUSD is at what? Extreme discount, extreme discount. And at discount, we look for opportunities to buy and not to sell. We look for opportunities to buy and not to sell. So I would love to see EURUSD pull back to fill this fair value gap that's at a premium area. This should be the first target, and this relative equal high will be the second target for EURUSD. Okay, that will be the second target for EURUSD. So I'm looking for opportunities to buy the EURUSD tomorrow, Tuesday, 14th of October. Looking for opportunities to buy EURUSD. Okay, this will be my first target, and this will be my second target. Most likely, this fair value gap might be filled. Okay, this fair value gap might be filled tomorrow. Tomorrow might be filled. That's my take on. So if you want to buy, you might consider buying above this resistance zone. Okay, want to buy, you might consider buying from this one. So we have this resistance. Okay, had this resistance at this point. So you wait for price to break out from this zone. This zone. If 1 hour candle closes above this zone, you could look for opportunity to buy. Okay, you could look for opportunity to buy. Only execute this trade if you agree with my analysis. Please, only execute this trade if you agree with my analysis. I want to assume that you watching this video, you are an experienced trader. You are an experienced trader. You understand what risk and money management is. You know how to apply the appropriate lot size for every trade you execute. You have your maximum daily drawdown. You know, you should know all this. So I assume you are an experienced trader. Okay. If you don't agree with the analysis, it's fine. Okay. It is fine. Just do your thing. Do your thing. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next pair. That will be GBPJPY. Those of you in the VIP group, if you have any question or any pair you'd want me to analyze, just drop it in the group. Drop it in the group, and I would create a video. I would do a video on that and drop it in the group. Just drop your questions in the group. I will create a video, analyze the chat, and drop the video in the group. Okay, so let's start with the daily time frame. GJ, like I said, I'm looking for buys on yen, and I'll be looking for sales on GBPUSD, GBPJPY, sorry, GBPJPY. Okay, so I would love to see GBPJPY pull back to this fair value gap, which is at a premium area. That is my expectation on GJ. This didn't play out today. I was expecting it to pull back to the zone before selling. Well, we didn't get to that zone. I'm hoping tomorrow it will get to that zone. So if you apply a Fibonacci, this swing high to this swing low, sure that to let price pull back to a premium area. You can see price is still below equilibrium. So we want to see price pull back to a premium area before going bearish. So my bias on GBPJPY still remains bearish, So I'd love to see price pull back to fill this fair value gap before going bearish. Okay. If I'm selling from this zone, from this fair value gap, my first target will be this low. My first target will be this low. This will be my first target. Okay. And second target, GJ created a gap last week that it has not filled. Okay, it created a gap last week that it does not fill. So this will be my first target. This will be my second target. Okay. At this point, I would close 70 to 80% of whatever profit I've made at this point. Target is low. That'll be my final TP. That'll be my final TP. I'm going to aim for this if price breaks out from this zone. But at this point, I would close 70 to 80% of whatever profit I have made for the move from this point to this point. I hope that is clear. So let's look at gold. Gold has been bullish and it's still bullish long term. Okay, gold has been bullish and it's still bullish long term. I'm not considering buying gold from the current market price. As far as I'm concerned, it's very risky. It's very risky. So I would love to see a strong pullback. I would love to see a strong pullback to this support zone. Okay, the support zone or this fair value gap. You can see the fair value gap we have here. This is the zone. These are my area of interest. So I'd love to see a sharp drop on gold to these zones. Now, I'm not going to trade against the trend. I'm not going to sell. Definitely, there will be opportunity to sell, but I don't want to trade against the trend. I don't want to counter the trend. Okay, so I'll patiently wait for price to pull back to this zone before going bullish. So that's my take on gold, and that will be all for this video. I don't want it to be too long. Okay, that will be all for this video. Uh, so if you have any question, just drop it in the comment section. And if you'd like to join my private trading community, all you have to do is to get my course, the Forex Mastery course. You can find the link in the description space. Okay, you can find the link in the description space. Your purchase will give you access to the trading community. Now, what are the benefits you get from joining the community? You have access to Zoom classes. You have access to me. At any time, you can give me a call. You can ask questions, and your questions will be attended to. Okay, so I also give trade calls. I drop trade calls on the group. Okay, and also if you need someone to be accountable to, you have access to that. If you get the course, okay, if you get the course is available. All you have to do is just click on the link in the description space to get the course. And after your purchase, kindly send me a message on WhatsApp. Kindly send me a message on WhatsApp. And if you're interested in our signal service, send me a message on WhatsApp. You'll find my WhatsApp contact on the description space. Okay, send me a message on WhatsApp. Send me a message on WhatsApp if you're interested in the signal service. So I appreciate you for always showing up for the classes, for always watching my videos, for always liking and always commenting. I appreciate you for all you do. My greatest desire is to see you prosper in your trading business, but I cannot do it alone. I cannot do it alone. If you're not willing to succeed in trading, I can't help you. I can't help you. You need to have that strong desire to succeed. You need to have that strong desire to prosper in trading. Without that, no mentor can help you. No mentor can help you. So if you want to get the course, you want to participate in my mentorship program, you have to make up your mind. You have to decide you're going to win. You're going to be successful in trading. Okay. So once again, I want to appreciate you for always showing up, for always watching my videos. I believe you're getting value from all the videos that I drop. Thank you very much. And I wish you a profitable trading day.